Okay, this video is going to be extremely complicated, so if you're not a big Marvel fan, I apologize, but as I say at the start of every single video, I'm not responsible for your lack of knowledge, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, just click off now, or, I guess go with it, and don't expect to know anything, because I go very in-depth in this video, and I think this is where people start to realize how much of a Marvel fan I really am, rather than just watching and enjoying the movies and stuff. Anyways, a couple weeks ago, or I guess a couple of months ago, I'm not really sure exactly when, I came up with a very good Marvel theory that actually kind of disproves the plot hole that that Thanos' arm or head could have just been cut off. So let me explain. So basically, obviously we can all talk about the fact that in Infinity War, to beat Thanos, Doctor Strange could have just used his whole, magical power to just cut off Thanos' head, and obviously they would win, okay? I know people talk about how it wouldn't have worked and stuff like that, but let's be real, obviously that was just lazy writing, and there's no way to really avoid the whole plot hole theory that if they cut off Thanos' head or arm, he would have just died and they would have won. Obviously, for cinematic purposes, they didn't do that because that would just be dumb, So obviously they came up with the whole, out of the 14,605 ways that Thanos can win, the only way that Thanos loses is in one of them. And I want to go over a theory that I came up with that kind of disproves the plot hole that Thanos would have just lost and why they actually needed Thanos to win in the first place. Just bear in mind that this entire thing is just theory. None of it is confirmed, none of it is real, it is theory. It could be entirely false, it could be entirely accurate. We have no way of knowing, because as I said, it's a theory, and if you're like, oh my god, this is so dumb, just admit that they lost or won or whatever, blah blah blah. It's a theory, okay? Marvel fans love to theorize. That's one of the reasons we love Marvel as much as we do. We can come up with our own ideas, and, there's so many different things we can think about, and that's one of the whole things about being a Marvel fan for me, just being able to, think about what I really want, and having that freedom of coming up with my own ideas and realities and stuff like that. So, let's get into it. Let's get into the actual theory itself, and oh my god, this guy is stacked. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. Hear me out, okay? So, we don't actually know what Doctor Strange saw when he saw his potential 14 million realities. Now, I say potential because it's possible that he was lying. It's possible that there were infinite realities. It's possible he didn't even see all of them. It's possible that they won in hundreds of those realities. In the end, we have no way of knowing because Strange himself did not say what happened in any of those realities. The only indication that he ever gave as to what was going to happen was what he said in response to Tony Stark about, saying we're in the end game now and this was the only way and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, just bear with me, there was no way of knowing what Strange saw in his realities, and I think this is common knowledge. I think you guys can agree that at the end, we only know what Strange said, and, there's a lot of different theories that say he could have just said what he said to give the Avengers hope, so that they could win. There could have been a lot of different possibilities, but they needed one of them to work, and that's why they made up the whole 1 out of 14 million thing. But here's my theory. Strange needed Thanos to win so that Thanos could destroy the stones in the future. Just try to process that for a second. It's going to be a little bit complicated. Let me say it again. Doctor Strange saw the realities, and obviously you could have cut off his head and won in a bunch of different ways, except Thanos is the only one powerful enough to wipe all of the stones. So as you know, in Endgame, Thanos wiped out the stones by snapping his fingers and saying, I destroyed the stones with the stones. We already know this. So what if a theory is that the reason the Strange needed the Avengers to lose was so that the stones could be destroyed in the first place? Now, the reason I believe this is such a good theory is because you can't say the fact that they just didn't kill Thanos at the start of Infinity War so that they could, exclude plot holes and stuff and make the writing look better. This actually makes that a valid statement to the point where it's oh, Thanos had to win so that they could destroy the stones later. Keep in mind that none of the Avengers were powerful enough to destroy all the stones in the first place. The only person that got remotely close and actually was successfully able to do it was Wanda with the Mind Stone. And the only reason she was probably able to destroy the Mind Stone and the other ones was because she already had a connection to the Mind Stone before she destroyed it. We don't even know if she would be able to destroy the Mind Stone if she didn't have that previous connection and the Mind Stone wasn't already a part of her. Keep that in mind. So that being said, there's a big chance that the Avengers wouldn't have been able to destroy the stones in the first place. Doctor Strange saw a ton of different realities. He saw realities where they won, where they lost. He saw a bunch of realities where the Avengers killed Thanos, and then a different big bad came into the scene and took advantage of the stones and did something a lot worse than Thanos. In the end, we're never going to know what really happened with the stones. This is obvious. What happened was what was shown in Infinity War and Endgame, but if that didn't happen, what could have happened? What if Thanos lost? Thor said himself, Thanos is just another person in the line of big bads that's gonna come and go, and there's always gonna be someone worse than him. That is what Thor said in Infinity War. Keep that in mind. This kind of makes my theory a possibility. It's the fact that if Thanos lost in Infinity War, what if someone even worse came into the picture, got a hold of all of the stones, and did something worse? And that being said, Strange saw that happen in a reality. He saw someone else get the stones and someone do something way worse than Thanos. And that's why he needed Thanos to win, so that Thanos could use the stones to destroy the stones, and then they could beat him. And then Steve would be able to go back in time and put all the stones in their respective places. Now, this is a very complicated theory. A lot of you are not going to understand what I'm talking about here, because it's going to go over your heads. The only reason I'm saying that is because I don't want to say you guys aren't Marvel fans or anything. I know a lot of people are, but this is a very complicated theory, and when I try to explain it, it is very difficult to. And this is my first take at this, but I promise you this is a very difficult way to explain this. Another thing is you might be saying, oh, this theory sucks, but you know what? I don't care if you think my theory sucks, because as a lot of you probably know who the Canadian lad is, he's this guy that does like Marvel breakdowns and theorizes on Marvel and does stuff like that. He actually said that my theory was good. He said it on Twitter when I posted this theory originally, before I was doing Marvel commentaries, and he was like, this is a good theory. And you know what, man? That is all the verification I need, okay? I don't need a bunch of people to be like, oh my god, this theory is amazing because the Canadian lad said the theory is good, and that's good enough for me. Now, if you guys have anything you want to debate with me in the comment section, feel free to. I would love to talk about this. I'm super passionate about this if you couldn't tell already. I think that talking about Marvel is super fun, and I think this theory is one of the best theories I've ever come up with, if not the best. It probably is the best. I haven't come up with that many theories, and they weren't all that great, but this one, I don't really see any flaws with it. I actually, like, genuinely think that it was a very well said theory, and that there isn't anything wrong with it if you really think about it at the end of the day. Who knows? Maybe it's possible, you know? Maybe some other big bad could have come into the scene and use the stones to do something worse. So Strange saw that, and he went with the reality where Thanos won before losing so that he could destroy all the stones, and then there will be no more stones in the reality for the Avengers to have to fight. The whole point of this theory is that the stones are destroyed, right? So no matter what happens in the future, no matter what big bads come into play, there's no more stones for them to fight. So they don't have to worry about the stones being used for someone else's gain again. Whatever happens, no matter how powerful someone is, they can't do something on the scale of Thanos as to killing half of the universe, you know? And I think that definitely makes sense. Also, this last guy is full enchanted diamond. This is going to be a problem. We need to do something here. Oh my god, he's so stacked. He is literally so stacked, dude. Come on. Oh my god, okay, we killed him. This guy is gonna be a problem to kill. This, in a perfect reality, this would have been a game that ended right there, except unfortunately it's not. So it is what it is, it's fine. I just have to kill him. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this theory. I thought it was very good. I think that your input would be greatly appreciated. I think that it would be super fun to talk about with you guys. And if this went over your head completely, I urge you to try to watch it again and better understand what I'm really saying. If you say something like, oh, this is stupid, blah, 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 why didn't they just do this or that? You probably missed the whole point of the theory, okay? Like, listen, guys, it's a good theory, okay? I promise, just have some faith. But on a real note, like, I think it's important to keep in mind that this is just a theory. You guys might be like, oh, just let it be the way it is. There's nothing wrong with it, blah, blah, blah. But I am theorizing. None of this is confirmed. None of this is verified to be true. It might as well could be, but we'll never know because it never happened in the first place. I think one of the most important facts is that it disproves the whole obviously if Thanos' head got cut off, they would just win thing, where it actually gives them a reason to lose to Thanos and gives him a reason to win so that there's no more future threats in the future. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I really enjoy this. And this guy is just running in a circle and it's so annoying. What are you doing, my guy? What? Like, why are you doing this? This is a little bit annoying. Come on, please just die. Please just die. Let's go, we got him. Oh my god, that was a super good game. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and make sure to talk about this in the comments with me. I'd love to talk about it. Anyways, have a good day, everyone. Peace out.